Hi there, I'm going to talk about the CI/CD pipeline that I have been built for my project. Okay, basically I have used a couple of tools. First is Git. I use Git to store all my code in the GitHub repos. And I have a CI/CD pipeline which built in Jenkins. And then I have a SonarQube, which used to scan my code and check whether it meets certain quality assurance. For example, in this SonarQube, I have this app, and inside I can check whenever there's code being updated, I'm going to check whether the condition is being passed, whether they have new code smells. And I also set up some quality gates, which is this one. I'm going to check whether it has any blocker issue and whether it has any critical issues. Another tool I've been using is the Dockers. So once my code has been passed through the SonarQube scan, I'm going to allow it to build a Docker image and publish this Docker image so public can view, like this. Okay, those are a couple of tools I've been used. So let me give you a deeper view on my project. Okay, here is a deeper view of my project. Under the source code folder, I have this endpoint, which a simple endpoint I use test, and will give me a printout, hello. And inside this project, I want to introduce a couple of important files first. Okay, so first is a PORM file. Inside PORM file, I have a couple of plugins. One is I allow this Sonar scan, so it can scan my code and check whether it meets certain requirements. And the second one, I allow this JCOCOs. JCOCO is used for checking the code coverage. And I have this plugin which saying I'm going to generate report from JCOCOs. This is the first file I'm going to introduce. Second is the Docker file. Docker file is used for Docker to build the Docker image. This is what I set up. And for the Jenkins file, it's used for Jenkins to do the Jenkins build. Okay, so there are a couple of stages that Jenkins need to went through. First is to check out. Check out the branch, and then the next step is build, whether this code can pass the Maven build. Once it passes the Maven build, it then invokes this Sonar Analyze. Okay, Sonar Analyze is invoked based on the information I have here through URL, through the key, through the login tokens. Once it says okay, it can trigger a Sonar Analyze, it then goes to the next stage, quality gate. As I showed you before, the quality gate, on the quality gate, we are going to check the blocker issue and the critical issues. Jenkins will wait for the Sonar to finish its check. It will actually, I set this waiting time to be an hour. If I receive any response from the Sonar saying it's successful, I'll then go into the next stage. If not, I'm going to drop the pipeline. That's what this stage does. Okay, so once I have successfully received this response from the SonarQube, I'll then go to the next stage, containerize, which means I am allowing to build a Docker image based on the current situations. And once this Docker image being built, I'm going to publish this Docker image, so outside can view my applications. Okay, so let me make some changes on my code so you can see the entire workflow. Okay, so for example, I have changed to hello world, and I'm going to commit my code to my GitHub. So here I'm doing a commit, and then I'm going to push my code. Okay, my code is successfully pushed. And then let's say Jenkins. A new Jenkins build is being triggered. Why this is being triggered? See the stage? This stage is what I defined in my Jenkins file. Okay, so why this build being triggered is because once I push some code in my GitHub, it means my GitHub has some changes. And I have been setting webhooks, which means whenever there's changes in my GitHub, I'm going to trigger a Jenkins build. The Jenkins build is actually based on my Jenkins files. Okay. And here it shows a successful build up. Once it's built, you can see there's Docker image being created. Okay, see the Docker image being created a few seconds ago. Okay, so we can go to the Docker playground to actually launch this Docker image to see what's happened. This is the Docker playground. I'm going to create an instance. And in here, I'm going to actually launch it. So it's Docker dp 8080 8080 and okay. So then I open the port 8080 and then I'm going to trigger this endpoint. It gives me a hello world. That's all I have for my pipeline. Thank you for watching.